Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Ruth Croft after her third place finish at the 2016 North Face Endurance Challenge. How was it out there, Ruth?
Yeah, it was a tough day.
How so?
So I started off a lot more conservative. That was the plan this year, because last year I went out too hard and blew up with 10k to go. So I started off more conservative and then started to work my way up. I think about when I saw you, like 25k in, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was doing well, and then I just started having some really bad patches. And then when Magda passed me, I was in a pretty dark place.
Yeah.
But then going, I think it was like 20k to go, going into one of the aid stations, I got told that that Megan was 5 minutes ahead and that she was looking pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of goes to show you don't really know what's happening up in front.
Yeah.
And you just hope that people are like going to blow up.
And at some point in that, like, you caught Ida as well in that.
I was with Ida for a bit as well, but she was just like on the climb, she's just too strong. So
what was it like for you being in like such a dynamic race, like in the second half with a lot of strong ladies?
Yeah, well, we all just keep switching actually, because Magda was behind and she passed me, and then Ida went off, and then I just ended up passing Megan as well. So yeah.
Did that, like, having all that action, does it like keep you engaged, or?
Yeah, I think if I hadn't passed Megan, just like mentally, I was kind of losing it. Yeah. So once I saw her, I was like, oh, okay, let's get going. Yeah.
And what was it like running, the last 10k of your season, presumably?
Well, it was better than last year, because last year I just died a horrible death. But this year I was able to run more of the uphills and finish stronger than what I did.
You pretty happy with the third place here?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely happy with how it progressed, and I think I just ran a smarter race than last year. But I still don't think I've quite nailed it. I don't know. It's a tough race because it's just so runnable. Yeah.
I think we've seen, having been at this race 8 times in a row now, like a lot of times, like especially in the women's field, there are people who take a couple steps along the way to winning it. Megan Kimmel, I think Magda was that way. So do you? It's probably the wrong time to ask, but do you think maybe you'd be back next year?
It's even like going up these shows, I'm like, why am I here? Like, this race is so hard. I like to come back to this race because it has such strong competition. Yeah. Like to be honest, I don't particularly like the course, or I don't find, like, seeing the sunrise is awesome, but there's no real like, wow, it's not like Europe, the mountains and stuff. Yeah. So the main reason I come back is for the competition, and give me a day or two and I'll probably say, I'll be back again.
Are you pretty happy with your season as a whole?
This year I didn't plan my races very well, so I did Transvolcania, and then I went to Europe and did 5 races in 6 weeks. And they weren't short races either, so it started off with like Sears and now, then Matterhorn 30k, and then I did Kima, and then 3 days later I did Lizzie Hawker's UTMR.
Okay, which is a 3-day.
116k, yeah. And then 2 weeks later I did Glencoe.
So that's probably a perfect transition. In looking at your season next year, how might you plan it?
Oh, way better.
How so? What would a better season look like for you?
Less races and spread out more. Because I was supposed to do the Trail World Champs, but I had to pull out because I just did too many races. And
Is that okay? Yeah, that's why you didn't.
Tired. Yeah. So I think now that both the Skyrunning and Ultra Trail World Tour calendars are out, I've got to sit down
and the World Championship schedule. Like,
yeah. So I just got to sit down and plan my races.
Be a little more strategic.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, congratulations, Ruth, and see you out there in 2017.
Cheers.
Cheers.